about aliens being the ones who actually move all those giant bricks at the Great Pyramids of Giza. Researchers and scientists, experts on the topic, have developed many theories and experiments about this in order to find a scientific, logical answer, but they haven't done yet. Therefore, aliens as an option is not as crazy as you may think. The Death Valley sailing stones is also a mystery of this type. This part is basically located at Death Valley's National Park, where these giant and some other not so big stones can move by themselves, and they leave long trails behind them, and with many different directions, and nobody knows what is going on with that movement. I have been recreating experiments from the experts. They have done a lot of experiments, and in order to make up my mind, I decided to recreate those experiments to make my choice if I would rather to the scientific side or I would be the non-skeptical and believe on some other supreme intelligent forces causing those movements. The racetrack playa, giant stones, they're a typical movement, and the tricky weather conditions are basically related to this mystery. The racetrack playa is known by his giant heavy stones moving across the dry lake bed, leaving a trail behind them and make it clearly on the cracked mud. The giant stones can weigh as much as 700 pounds, and some of them are not so big. They can range from 6 to 18 inches in diameter. The atypical moving pattern is basically on their trails behind them, because they used to measure 820 feet long, and they make abrupt 90 degrees shifts even to left or right. Not all the stones move, but the ones who actually do move every 2 or 3 years, and not all the stones move at the same time or direction. This is all related to tricky weather conditions, because racetrack playa is not always right. Actually, the water collects from at the surface when it's rainfall or when snows from surrounding peaks melt. Brian Dunning, a California researcher, notes that when water is present and temperature falls below freezing, there's a thin sheet of water created. And also Ralph Lawrence, a NASA researcher, developed a tabletop experiment in order to show how these stones might glide in the surface, leaving a trail behind them. All he had to do was to put a small rock in a container, pour some water, and so there was a thin inch of water, and with a bit of the stone sticking out. And after he put it into the freezer, he ended up with a small slab of ice with a rock embedded, as you can see in the image. And then after he put it into a tray full of water with sand at the bottom, as you can see here, and all he had to do was blow the slab in order to move it across the surface. And when it moved, it left a trail behind it. This basically proves the theory, but just with the small and tiny stones. Actually, racetrack playa giant stones and the atypical moving pattern, it has to be proved, because the quirky weather conditions cannot be the explanation for these giant stones moving. So this proves how the small ones move, but the giant ones actually is still a mystery. So I want to ask you again, would you spend years of your life there to find it out?